All right, from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, it is hello and a very good evening to you from wherever you're joining us from. You are just right in time for KUTV Weekend Live on this day, the 13th day of July 2024. Well, a lot has happened across the week. We have seen all through the week President William Ruto replay former President Mwai Kibaki's playbook of seizing and dissolving his entire cabinet, eliciting mixed reactions across the country and even beyond. Well, tonight we give you an in-depth coverage about these and many other more stories right here on KUTV Weekend Live that include mystery of the mutilated bodies found at Mukuru kwa Jenga slums in Nairobi continues to unravel as 5 more bodies were retrieved today from the dump site. President William Ruto announces the involvement of more Kenyans and political parties in the running of government affairs. Plus, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua urges President Ruto to appoint a new cabinet that is devoid of arrogance and unnecessary politicking. Bang worth over 3.5 million alongside counterfeit alcoholic beverages nabbed and destroyed at the Isiolo Law Court's grounds following heavy crackdown in the area.
This is Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
That's in order. Remember, you can join in the conversation tonight on our social media platforms, YouTube at KUTV News Kenya and on X at KUTV_Kenya, or even across my social media handles at Theo_Macharia. Our sign language interpreter for tonight is Mutava Mwongeli, and my name is Theo Macharia. Let's get you informed tonight with the latest. And the mystery of the mutilated bodies found at Mukuru kwa Jenga slums in Nairobi continues to unravel as 5 more bodies were retrieved today. The bodies, all female, which were in various stages of decomposition, were tied in similar fashion, indicating that the heinous actions could be committed by the same people. Detectives from the homicide unit at DCI headquarters overseeing the exercise pleaded for patience as they seek to unravel the truth. Pauline Ndongo with more details.
President William Ruto has directed the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to investigate into the killings that happened at Mukuru kwa Jenga slums in Nairobi, assuring Kenyans that those behind the killings will be held accountable. This comes a few hours after more bodies had been retrieved, just a day after 6 were retrieved. The incident has attracted the attention of many Kenyans and human rights activist groups who have come forward to demand for answers.
Nimeamurisha polisi na wale wote wanaohusika, DCI na wale wote wengine ambao wanahusika kwa mambo ya homicide na mambo ya kuchunguza vile haya mambo yametokea.
Azimio leader Raila Odinga has expressed sorrows over the incidents on X, saying, and I quote, "It's a sad and dark moment for Kenyans. What we have witnessed in Mukuru kwa Jenga pains me deeply. To the families who have lost their loved ones, accept my deepest condolences. The perpetrators of these and other heinous acts must face the full force of the law immediately." End of quote. Additionally, the Federation of Women Lawyers in Kenya has condemned the killings and has released a statement, and part of the statement read, and I quote, "In light of this devastating discovery, FIDA Kenya will immediately commence its legal and psychological support to the families and loved ones. We will work tirelessly to gather all relevant information and provide any needed support to the authorities and the affected families. We remain committed to fighting for justice for all women." End of quote. Haki Africa has called for a comprehensive, transparent investigation while ensuring witness protection and active community involvement to ensure justice and restore security. Bodies have since been transferred to the city mortuary where they await for post-mortem examinations. Ndongo Pauline, Kutv.
All right, many thanks, Ndongo Pauline, for that report. Let's now proceed on. President William Ruto, while in Elgeyo-Marakwet County earlier today, announced plans to steer the country to new beginnings that will see the government involve more Kenyans by including more political parties in the running of the government's affairs. Now, this announcement comes after the president made changes to cabinet by dismissing 21 cabinet secretaries and the Inspector General of Police. The president was accompanied by his deputy and prime cabinet secretary, Musalia Mudavadi. Take a listen.
We are starting afresh, said President William Ruto, a day after the resignation of Inspector General of Police Japheth Koome and 2 days after making major changes in the government by dismissing 21 cabinet secretaries and the Attorney General Justice Muturi.
Ndio nipange hii serikali tena vizuri.
Promises of involving other functions in the government are abundant. The president claimed that moving forward, his government will include not only the ruling party in leadership, but also other political functions in what is being referred to as a coalition government.
I have today decided to dismiss with immediate effect all the cabinet secretaries and Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, of the Cabinet of Kenya, except the Prime Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs. And of course, the office of the Deputy President is not affected in any way.
An issue that seemed to gain support from the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi.
Kenya ni na sisi ni kitu. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
However, Kenyans were initially opposed to the idea of including the opposition party in the government, claiming that there would be no oversight of the government's performance. Additionally, the president continued to defend the 2024 finance bill despite rejecting it and refusing to assent to it. The president firmly opposed the importation of goods from outside the country, citing items like baby diapers, claiming that these products must be manufactured locally.
Mimi nataka sasa tuungane kama Wakenya wote ili tuweze kushughulika na mambo ya maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa zote. Hatutaki tena kuwe na mirengo ama sehemu kona hii ama kona ile. Every Kenyan, because this is our country. And
the president appeared to urge Kenyans to forget the past and join him in building the nation for the sake of bringing development to the country. He made these remarks during a development tour in Elgeyo-Marakwet, accompanied by his deputy and prime cabinet secretary Musalia Mudavadi. Salma Swaleh, Kutv.
Azimio leaders led by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga today during the funeral of Mzee Henry Ongoma Ambetsa, the brother to ODM's deputy party leader Wycliffe Oparanya, called out President Ruto to heed to all the radical reforms being championed by the Gen Zs. Raila during the event called for fresh elections and the dissolution of parliament.
At the funeral service of Mzee Henry Ongoma Ambetsa in Mabole village, Butere, Azimio leaders in attendance continued to increase pressure on President William Ruto, courtesy of the Gen Z awakening witnessed in the country. Following criticism from a section of Kenyans and leaders on his meeting with President William Ruto at KICC, Odinga stated that the initial plan was to have a people's dialogue.
Wakasema itakuwa Ikulu. Wakasema mimi siendi Ikulu. Iwe mahali ingine. wakasema kwa OP, nikasema hapana. Mwishowe wakasema KICC, nikasema hapo sawa.
Odinga further stated that their call for dialogue is one that entails radical reforms in the judiciary, police service, and resignation of all members of parliament, culminated with fresh elections.
Mama hawezi kuendelea namna hii. Hatuwezi kuongea mambo yoyote mpaka Wakenya wakubaliane.
Following the recent discovery of mutilated bodies stashed in sacks at Mukuru area in Nairobi, leaders who spoke called for speedy investigations and stern action against former police boss Japheth Koome. Cheers and jeers filled the venue of the event as supremacy battles and local politics took the center stage. Leaders present showered praises on the Gen Zs for their courage in confronting pertinent issues like corruption and poor governance, which the ODM leaders say they have fought for long with minimal success. Emma Mwangi, KUTV.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has lauded President William Ruto for the dismissal of cabinet secretaries, urging the president to appoint a new cabinet that is devoid of arrogance and unnecessary politicking. Gachagua's indirect reference to the sacked cabinet secretaries as arrogant points to a contented man who has had the last laugh after suffering disparagement for close to 20 months in the hands of his juniors.
Muko sawa?
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is a happy man who has had the last laugh and can't hold himself following the dismissal of cabinet secretaries by President William Ruto.
Muko sawa?
The deputy president today exhibited contention from the big dismissal, calling upon the president to appoint cabinet secretaries who are devoid of arrogance nor involve themselves in politics.
Sisi Mheshimiwa Rais tunataka tuseme tukiwa hapa nyumbani ya kwamba tunaunga wewe mkono 100% kwa ile hatua umechukua ya kuvuja baraza la mawaziri, uude upya, utafute mawaziri ambaye watakusaidia kufanya kazi. Mawaziri ambaye hawana kiburi. Mawaziri ambaye hawaingia mambo ya siasa.
Gachagua's sentiments only point to an indirect reference that the former batch was mad with arrogance and unnecessary politicking, portrayed by a section of the cabinet secretaries. The CSs in question are none other than Moses Kuria, Kithure Kindiki, and Kipchumba Murkomen, who in tandem were picked up from politics, and even after their appointment, they never shared their political skin, despite holding critical dockets. Moments after their appointment, the three picked a relentless fight with the deputy president out of what Gachagua termed as close proximity to the president.
Shida ile unaona is some people who are friends with the president also want to be my boss. Inawezekana? Atiwewe kwa sababu ni rafiki ya rais atiugue boss yangu. I know my job. Wewe kama ni mbunge, you cannot supervise a deputy president. Wewe ni waziri, you cannot supervise a deputy president. Kama unataka kuwa deputy president, kwenda tafuta President William Ruto ndio anapeana hiyo kazi akupe.
However, what rattled Kenyans the most was not the political class in fighting, but rather the arrogant opulence displayed by cabinet appointees, many fearing that the wealth was processed from the already emaciated public coffers. In this interview with a digital media outlet, dismissed Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen bragged about fitting designer outfits which ran into millions of shillings.
What's the most expensive shoe you have in your closet? Most expensive shoe might be 70,000-80,000. Belt? Belt 40, 50. Never belt here 50,000. Well, I want to be honest with you, yes. Okay.
This is the arrogance the deputy president fumed about. And as for Kipchumba Murkomen, 72 hours did not pass before he was disgracefully fired in Thursday's cabinet purge.
Munataka tukanyangie hapo? Tukanyangie hapo?
As for the deputy president, the battle was well fought. He has had the last laugh and he now dances merrily on the graves of Kindiki, Kuria and Murkomen. Muneneweru, KU TV.
The Dab Member of Parliament Farah Maalim was kicked out of Sarova White Sands Beach Resort in Mombasa, where he was residing, a few days after a video of him threatening to butcher 5,000 Gen Zs protesting against the now-rejected finance bill went viral. The MP checked into the hotel on Friday, after which several ex-users called out the resort for hosting Maalim. Sarova Hotels and Resorts Kenya Managing Director Jimmy Kariuki stated that the resort does not in any way condone Maalim's controversial remarks. Bang worth over 3.5 million shillings alongside counterfeit alcoholic beverages were destroyed at the Isiolo Law Court grounds earlier today through burning, crushing and burning. The move signifies a huge milestone against the escalating menace of drug and substance abuse in the area. Let's get more from our very own Abdisamid Mohamud.
At the Isiolo Law Court grounds, 120 kgs of bang and counterfeit alcoholic beverages met their end through burning, crushing and burning. This operation, led by the magistrate at the Isiolo Law Court, Lucy Mutai, was aimed at preventing these outlawed substances from re-entering the market. The counterfeit alcoholic drinks were seized by the Kenya Revenue Authority for tax evasion and subsequently forfeited to the state. The magistrate noted that the issue of bang was of serious concern, with many people committing serious offences after indulging in its abuse. Hence, the need to reduce it to ashes to ensure that it doesn't find its way back to the market under any circumstances.
We are about to destroy alcoholic beverages that were arrested through our multi-agency approach, and we are not going to allow it to venture into the market. We also have the local brews that are done within that are also part, and this is part of our fight against illicit brews and drug substance.
Isiolo Deputy County Secretary Mohammed Boru praised the cooperation between the security enforcement units and the court in the efforts to nab the drugs, explaining that drugs are a great tragedy affecting the youth.
We want to thank sincerely our courts and also the KRA and our security agencies to have been able to get hold of this substance, which should have been very detrimental to our youth, their health and their future. And this will have taken back or returned back the health of our youths.
Isiolo Interfaith Network Secretary Bishop Stephen Kalunyu also commended the Isiolo Law Courts for their swift action in handling drug-related cases.
Naona tumeweza kupata mafanikio kwa sababu ya kujitolea.
This is the second time such operation at the Isiolo Law Courts grounds in just over 5 months, demonstrating a relentless commitment to eradicating drug and substance abuse in the region. Akida Kasim, KUTV.
All right, that story was produced by Abdisamid Mohamud and voiced by Akida Kasim. Now, 16 minutes past the top of the hour, we're taking our very fast short breather right here on KUTV Weekend Live. See you on the other side with more top stories. Keep it KUTV.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Courageous warriors of endometriosis are sharing their stories of challenges and triumph. They went through nightmares.
It's been a climb. It's been a mountain climb. I was shocked. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what this meant. I'd read about it in the textbook.
Later experienced in their lives.
But the textbooks don't prepare you for the human experience of
An accident that led to a diagnosis.
And when I went to the hospital, they had a test done on that, a biopsy, and from that is when they diagnosed that I had endometriosis.
Now 1 out of 10 women of productive age in Kenya has endometriosis. The pain that comes with it.
I used to have terrible, horrible cramps.
The stigma.
Some of my friends in school, telling me, this was just me trying to make an excuse.
Yet the cause of this painful and chronic disease remains unknown. Join me, Kipto Hilda, as I share the stories of resilience and hope following the trails of women who have battled endometriosis.
You are watching Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
All right, many thanks for sticking with us. Let's continue with the broadcast. A chaotic scene was witnessed at the Kakamega General Hospital morgue after a section of Gen Zs arrived demanding for the bodies of Caroline Shiramba from Busilwa village in Ikolomani and Regan Ouko from Kisumu to be released from the hospital and directed to their homes in Shikambi for burial. And as Jasmine Opio reports, the two allegedly lost their lives during the 2024 anti-finance bill protests witnessed across the country.
In Kakamega County, a section of Gen Z youth demonstrated in front of the Kakamega General Hospital mortuary following the deaths of their fellow Gen Zs Caroline Shiramba and Regan Ouku, who were killed in the protests. Led by the late Caroline Shiramba's aunt Masiena Ayuma, the Gen Zs pleaded with the government to let them take the bodies of their fellows, claiming that the deceased maintained peace until her sudden death and has a right to be buried with dignity without being hindered by police officers.
Ni mtoto tunapenda. Huyu mtoto aliuliwa. Hakuwa anaandamana, aliuliwa tu. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu askari watupatie amani, tuomboleze vizuri.
Police officers had a hard time stopping the Gen Zs who wanted to enter Kakamega town and destroy the property of business people, claiming that their colleague Caroline Shiramba, a businesswoman, was wrongly killed by police officers.
Tuko hapa mochari na tunataka tukichukua Karo tuweze kumpeleka pahali alitoka ndiye akucha akufe, tufanye msafara ya kwenda nyumbani, na tunasuiliwa. Polisi akafa, akatolewa mochari akapelekwa kwake. Inakuwaje sisi tutoe karo mochari tupeleke tu nyumbani bila kwa boma yake? Na tunaomba serikali tafadhali tuchukue huyu mwili tupeleke kwa nyumba yake kwa utaratibu kama kimila.
However, a businessman in Kakamega, Cleophas Shimanyula, managed to control and help the young men to take the body to their home after promising to buy them fuel and give them lunch. As they were leaving, they asked Shimanyula to ask the Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa to waive the hospital bills for the Gen Zs who were shot during the protests.
Ile kitu nitaambia Governor wa Kakamega. Hapo General Kakamega nimesikia wale vijana walipigwa risasi ile siku ya maandamano. Imesemekana walipe bili wenyewe ndio watoke. So sisi tutaambia Governor tafadhali. Hii ilikuwa maandamano ya amani na walikuwa wanapigania Wakenya wote. County government isimamie bili za Kakamega zote. Hawa vijana watoke waende nyumbani hata wapewe kitu ya kuwasaidia wakao kwenye.
Furthermore, the Gen Zs led by Peter Ayoyi have complained to the national government about irresponsibility and insisted that they were reforming the government and that the firing of cabinet secretaries was only the beginning of a change. Emma Mwangi, KUTV.
Right, Jasmine Opio produced that story and voiced by Emma Mwangi. Let's now proceed. David Ochieng, leader of the Movement for Democracy and Growth Party, has commended Gen Zs for advocating for their rights, prompting significant government action. While speaking at the MDG Migori Delegation Conference, he criticized politicians for their arrogance and corruption while urging the government to release all young demonstrators without charge and honoring those who lost their lives in the recent protests. Ochieng called for prayers to restore the nation's direction and encouraged President Ruto to ensure his cabinet reflects Kenya's diversity, stressing that it's time for dialogue.
To the young and spirited people who have come out in the last 3-4 weeks and shown us as leaders that we are arrogant, that we don't listen to them, that we've fallen short. I want to pay tribute to them, and I want to ask government today that if there's any young man who was arrested or is in the cells because of the mandamano, they must be released forthwith so they can join their families.
Following the national government's plan to establish a TVET college in each constituency, more young people in the Gishugu constituency will now benefit greatly from the program following the opening of a technical vocational college on August 19, which will grant certificates and diplomas in a variety of technical subjects. The move seeks to ensure that every student has access to the relevant skills of their choosing.
Gichugu constituency will now benefit from the Ministry of Education's initiative to establish a new technical training center in the area with the upcoming inauguration of the Gichugu Technical and Vocational Training College on 19th of August. This new institution will offer certificates and diplomas in a variety of technical disciplines, providing much-needed skills to the local youth. Joseph Kimemia, the principal of the new college, highlighted that the institution will serve as a center of excellence in mechanical engineering. Additionally, the principal noted that at least 3,000 students can be accommodated once the school is open.
The college is quite big, as they are done by the Ministry of Education to have a capacity of 3,000 while starting, and therefore the college has a capacity of 3,000. We have a variety of courses, simply because once you are registered with TVETA, the body that regularizes deals with accreditation of offering of courses at TVET, you can offer the courses that you've been given accreditation by that body.
Geoffrey Kariukinduru, the chairperson of the Gichugu constituency NGCDF, said there had been good cooperation between the office of the area member of parliament and the institution, where the NGCDF had factored in some 12 million Kenyan shillings in the construction of the institution. He also said that the residents will benefit directly and indirectly once the institution is opened.
Wale vijana wanatarajia kufanya courses technical wasione kama wanakosea, kwa sababu siku hizi kazi za kuajiriwa za kuketi kwa ofisi zimekuwa kazi chache, lakini ukiwa na kazi technical inakusaidia katika maisha.
Johnson Bogo Giriama, a resident, called the government to continue taking its project to the interior part of the country so as to benefit those living in the rural areas. He said he had benefited directly from the school where he had been employed as a mason since the institution was started.
We are happy for this institution being here. It will fetch a number of employment, starting with the time it was pronounced that it will be built. Many people have benefited from the casual worker and even the technical people who have been doing the work of the construction.
Parents and youths are being called upon to take advantage of the TVET in order to minimize drug abuse and criminal activities engaged in by most youths. Becky Massey, reporting for KUTV.
All right, let's take our second short commercial breather once again right here on KUTV Weekend Live. See you on the other side with brilliant top stories.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaweza kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi
Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
All right, let's now take a look at this poignant story of Eunice Nekesa, who's Kenya's first javelin champion who clinched gold in 1978. And despite her historic achievements, Eunice's life took an unexpected turn, leading her from the glory of the international stage at a mere modest life, selling water to survive in Bungoma County.
Eunice Nekesa's journey began at the heart of Bungoma County, where her natural talent for athletics emerged. As a young girl, she would run with her friends in the fields, leaving them in awe of her speed. Her life took a dramatic turn when she ran away from an early marriage to a prominent political family in Kenya and sought refuge in the bustling city of Mombasa, where she became a child care worker. Little did she know that her destiny was intertwined with the javelin, a sport she would later dominate in the international stage.
Sasa nikaenda Mombasa kwenda kufanya kazi kwa nyumba. Na hiyo kijana alikuwa hapo kwa hiyo boma ilikuwa nimeenda, anaitwa Barasa. Sasa akaniambia tuende tukaangalie michezo iko. Michezo yeye anapenda michezo. Twende tuangalie. Nikasema tuende. Lakini wakati tulienda kufanyisha hawa exercise. Waende safari yao. Na mimi nikajikuta ndio mmoja wa kwenda hiyo safari. Na nakumbuka marehemu Songoki alinipikania pia safari hiyo, lakini nilijikuta nimefanya kupita wale walikuwa kuja walikuja waende. Sasa mimi kawashinda, nikaenda.
Na huko umetrain?
Na sikuwa sija train.
Ulirusha mita ngapi?
51 record ya Afrika.
In 1978 in Algiers, Eunice won gold for Kenya, breaking the African record with a javelin throw of 51.58 meters, surpassing his closest opponent, an American Cameroonian athlete. This feat elevated the country's name at the international stage and earned her a slot in the history books, as she became Kenya's first athlete to win gold in the javelin long before Julius Yego's historic success in 2015.
Nakumbuka nileta Kenya gold medal. Nikaenda Egypt nikaleta gold medal. Kwa Kenya. Lakini kwa rekodi ya Kenya ukienda kwa map hakuna jina langu. Ndio nafikiri saa nyingine hata serikali wajuingi kwa sababu ile official wote sijui ni nini iliwafanya. Sikuwa nawekwa kwa record. Mimi naleta tu mwenyewe naipepa iko kwa ndani hapa baba.
Despite her talent and historic achievements, Eunice Nekesa from Bungoma County now lives a life that was once unimaginable. At 76 years old, Nekesa now sells water at the Bukembe market in Kandui constituency to at least have something to eat. Forced to sell her home to meet her daily needs, Nekesa painfully narrates her experience.
Hii nyumba nilikuwa nimejenga, nilichukua loan tu. Nikajenga. Lakini ya ugumu sasa nikasema sasa nitakufa njaa. Na nyumba hii nilitengeneza. Na siniuse nikule ndani. Yesu papa wewe mwenyewe kule mbele utajua.
Leo niko hapa kuja kumtembelea mwanariadha wa kitambo, wale wazalendo wa nchi hii ya kitambo. Na sisi pia kama wanariadha, kwa sababu mimi ni mwanariadha, nilisema kwamba nitenge wakati, na pia kama mfanyikazi wa serikali nije nimtembelee mama huyu ambaye alikuwa ni mzalendo halisi, aliyekimbilia Kenya, aliyoletea Kenya sifa. Tukasema wacha leo ni mustue leo, nimpige surprise, nikuje na hii magwanda ya polisi, ajue kwamba Kenya inamdhamini kwamba tunapokuwa nje huko tunawasherekea sana wale walianza kupatia nchi yetu sifa.
County Commissioner Francis Kooli visited Nekesa, offering her food aid to support her living conditions. Her story, though largely forgotten, is a powerful reminder of the triumphs and struggles of Kenya's sports heroes and opens up debate on what can be done to avert such scenarios. For KUTV Sports, I'm Sam Mitiaki.
Telecommunications giant Safaricom conducted financial literacy workshop for Kenyan athletes ahead of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games in France to equip young athletes with personal brand skills, financial literacy and media management ahead of this year's Summer Olympics. Speaking today in Eldoret, Safaricom's Felix Mburu emphasized the need to mentor and guide the young athletes about financial literacy as well as saving for life after retirement.
Today session, it was really good. We learned a lot as athletes, especially myself. I learned a lot about financial education and as well media, how you have to approach media. So I learned really a lot. I will ask my fellow athletes, let's invest in what we get. Let's when we get 20 bob, let's eat 10 bob and put aside 10 bob. It will help us in the future. And I hope the education we got today, it will really push our learning to know that future is coming, retirement is coming, and we have to invest for our future.
These are young athletes. As you can see, most of them are actually Gen Z. These are young athletes. They need that guidance. These are athletes who've shown great potential, and we wish them well. Actually see a lot of potential, and once the medal starts coming in, of course financial literacy is that skill that will be very important for them to be able to manage themselves and of course their financial affairs.
Alright, 42 minutes past the top of the hour, we have come to the end of the broadcast tonight, the 13th day of July 2024. Many thanks to you, our esteemed viewer, for keeping it KUTV. Until next Saturday, see you and good night. Our sign language interpreter has been Mutava Mwongeli and my name is Theo Macharia. Until next Saturday, God bless.